Technology, we use it almost every single day of our lives. But how has it changed between now and the past? Well, let's find out. How would you compare technology to now compared to previously?
It's gotten better. Also gotten worse.
How would you compare the phone you have now to the phone you used previously?
It's gotten better. There is I would probably have missed from my old phone. like the newer phone, it does more than my old phone. It's like I have memories with both. It's like it depends on how things are.
So, what is the model of phone you have now and the model of phone you had previously?
I believe I have an SE iPhone, SE that is, and I believe I had a compared to the first iPhone I had. I believe that was an iPhone. Compared to my first phone, now my current phone, I'd say they're not too different, but the newer phone has what people call Siri or whatever they named it. Basically, to help them do it. With the iPhone 4, you kind of had to do things a little bit more manual.
In the 90s, I didn't have a phone. I didn't get my first phone till 8th grade, which was about 2007, and it was a pink Motorola Razr, and I freaking loved that thing. It was like a flip phone, and you'd have to press the different buttons a bunch of times to text anybody. I didn't get my first iPhone until college. I know, big surprise. So now I have an iPhone 10, and it literally does not leave my side. I use it in class, not to text people, but to look up information. I use it when I'm on rounds to look up drug information. It's really almost become a part of you because of the capabilities the phones have
So
now.
when I compare the phone I had to now from when looking at the 90s, basically, especially in the early 90s, and a lot of times phones didn't have the availability to get internet connection or receive emails. Apps were not a thing, so you couldn't share the things you can nowadays with friends and family, as well as picture messaging, being able to voice FaceTime your family members from far away. That was just not available in the phones that were in the 90s. As well as most of the time in the 90s, you just made phone calls. Texting was really new, so that was kind of the newest thing that phones had the ability to do. But the things that we have nowadays in our phones, just the ability to connect with anyone around the world or share things with anyone around the world. All the apps like Instagram, Facebook, those just didn't exist on phones when I was in the 90s when I had my first phone.
What was it like to use a very old computer and now using a computer, made today?
If you're talking about Chromebooks today versus then, I don't see sometimes a difference. It is somewhat faster, but at times it feels like it hasn't changed. It sometimes feels when I was going to get a laptop for school today, this year, and everything. Some of the things, my stepfather and me went, and he noticed some things were storage was a lot less than it used to be when he was a kid. There was way more storage on the computers and everything then when he was a child, but versus now it's a lot less. A fourth of that at times.
So what you're saying is computers have downgraded?
They have upgraded, in terms of browser and how fast they run things, but space is probably decreased because of how much space is already being taken up to make things run faster.
Okay, so I do think that did we even have a computer in the 90s? I don't think we had a computer in the 90s. We didn't get our first desktop computer 5th grade, so that would have been 2003. And it was an old desktop that was in the living room that I constantly was getting in trouble with because my parents, I kept signing up for things and they're like, you cannot keep signing up for things. So I got my computer privileges taken away as a child. But now my computer is literally always in my purse. You can do so many things on it, I know the basics like email, but you could also do like presentations, charts, depending on what your job is, like you really can't do anything without a computer nowadays.
The time we just had a like desktop computer at our house, so we had to like dial into the internet to connect, especially since we were in the country. You couldn't take it with you to class, you had to come and use it. Before we got the computer at my house, we had to go to the library and use the library's computers and log into that to do anything that we needed to do. So having a computer like a laptop now, or the ability for computers to sync to our phones so that like all our calendars sync, or the ability to sync our emails from our phones to our computers, or online options to shop, and a lot of things have just changed from even in just one decade, I feel like, as well as just the ability to have now the smallest computer that's available to just write on for notes, is like the Note computer, is just incredible of how technology has come.
And now we have reached the end. I hope you have learned something, and thank you for watching.